class of 2020. At this time, I ask all of you who are able to please stand, face the flag, and join the Grafton High School Trumpet Trio under the direction of Mr. Alex Knepker for the playing of our national anthem, arranged by GHS senior Michael Seibold. Seniors, muted. Good evening. Welcome to the Grafton High School Class of 2021 graduation ceremony on this beautiful 5th day of June. We are gathered together this evening to celebrate the graduation and many accomplishments of this amazing group of students. My name is Scott Manti, and I have the honor and privilege of being the principal of Grafton High School for the last 6 years. It is my privilege to present the ceremony this evening. Giving our welcome address tonight is the superintendent of school for the Grafton School District. Please join me in welcoming Jeff Nelson.
Mr. Manti. Good evening, everyone, and on behalf of the Board of Education, faculty, staff, and administration of the Grafton School District, I welcome you to tonight's commencement program for the class of 2021. We have a beautiful evening to celebrate tonight. You told me back on the first day of school in September that we would go the entire school year without closing school for a day, and that we'd be celebrating graduation on the scheduled date, and you'd wagered with me may be homeless right now. So we are really happy to have you here to celebrate this amazing class. It's been a tough year, but we are here to celebrate the past 13 years of education that each of you graduates has received, your commitment to success, and a future filled with possibilities. I would like to recognize all of our school board members and ask them to stand and be recognized when I read their names. Our board president, Paul Lorgy, Vice President Carrie Walls, Clerk Joe Mail, Treasurer Mark Kaler, and board members Steve Nada, Jerry Rossi, and Sean Taylor. If you think back to last summer, our school board made a very difficult decision to offer both virtual and in-person learning for our students. And so we want to thank our board for having the courage and the leadership to do that. You've helped us throughout our year, and we greatly appreciate that. I would agree with that. We have a tradition in Grafton of having talented teachers, and the pandemic has made that fact even more evident this year. So thank you, teachers, for all of your work throughout the year, as well as volunteering to be here today. I would ask our teachers to stand and be recognized. I also want to thank the high school administrative team, the office staff, and our technology and maintenance teams for making tonight's ceremony a reality. You'll notice a lot of them have sun on their faces. They've been here throughout the day making sure that everything works so that we can have this ceremony tonight. So your extra efforts are noticed and appreciated, so thank you. Well, seniors, you made it. The class of 2021 will always be known as the class that learned during the pandemic. The beginning quote from The Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens comes to my mind, and to paraphrase, it was the best of times and the worst of times. Although originally not meant for a graduation speech at Grafton High School, the quote sums up the year very well. There have been great memories made this year, while at the same time there have been some disappointments. There are many things I realized during the pandemic, but one is a reminder to not focus on what you don't have, but to focus on what you do have. The pandemic and having to be away from friends brought back that idea front and center to me. So as you leave Grafton and you grow into adulthood, please remember you'll always be happier if you focus on the positives, what you do have, and not what you don't have. One of our family traditions that came out of the pandemic is we watch a show together still a few nights a week. Not like back in the spring when we binged watched anything that was on, or maybe even watched ESPN to see like reruns of baseball in Japan or past cornhole championships, anything that was like entertaining, I guess. But we still get together and we try and watch a show together. And about a month ago, our family was watching the highly intellectual show NCIS. And the coroner named Jimmy Palmer shared, without the worst of times, we wouldn't appreciate the best of times. Stars can't shine without darkness. I immediately got out my phone, paused the TV, typed that quote in, and my kids and my wife are like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, that relates to what we're talking about graduate. That's going in a graduation speech. Because if everything went great all of the time, we wouldn't appreciate it because we'd be used to it. It's sort of like if your mom gives you breakfast in the morning, you're like, "Wow, this is great, thanks." She gives it to you the next day, you're like, "Oh, that was nice." She gives you the third day, and you're like, "Yeah, okay." She doesn't do it the fourth day, and you're like, "Where's my breakfast?" Like, we sort of get used to that, right? You get into this bad cycle. So we had some bad times over the past year, but we also had some great times. On the great side, we had in-person and virtual learning options. We had sports occurring. We had musical. We had concerts. We had prom. We had, and the list goes on. On the bad side, we had less fans and parents at our events. We had to wear a mask. We got quarantined. Which side do you choose to focus on, though? Remember, stars can't shine without darkness. So as you leave Grafton High School, don't be afraid of change, but instead embrace it. You have earned an outstanding education from our district and have received support from your family that has prepared you to leave here and be successful. As I speak with other superintendents across our region and across the state about how the year has gone and the various mitigating factors we've done and how our students have reacted and our parents and our staff and all of those pieces, I always share how fortunate we are as a district to have had you be the senior class. You have been an outstanding role model for people to follow. And just as the pandemic brought out the positive, hardworking attributes of our teachers, administrators, and our school board, it's also brought out the strength in you, the class of 2021. Let this be your legacy. You have excelled in all areas over the last 4 years, whether that's in academics, whether it's in sports, the fine arts, performing arts, tech ed, robotics, you name the competition, you have excelled. Well-rounded individuals who are also really good people. You have been amazing to watch over the past 4 years. Your strength during this past year has been a great role model for our future Blackhawks. You have been the stars that have shined in the darkness. So on behalf of our school board and our community, I extend congratulations to each of our graduates and their families on achieving today's milestone. You've been an amazing class to work with, and we are very proud of each of you. So congratulations, Grafton High School class of 2021.
Each year, it is tradition for a Grafton High School faculty member to speak to the graduating class. The speaker is selected by our seniors. This year, we are excited to announce that our seniors have selected one of our mathematics teachers to give this address. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. Mike Bergman.
Good evening. Thank you, Mr. Manti, Mr. Nelson, and the rest of the administration. Thank you, Grafton School Board, for supporting this in-person graduation ceremony. Special thank you to the graduating class of Grafton High School for the year 2021. It is truly a humbling experience to be the faculty member chosen to speak at your graduation. With so many amazing teachers in this building, I am truly honored to be your selection to speak this evening. I hope I don't let you down. The last time that I stood on this stage was in June of 2009. It brings back a lot of memories for me, and for a couple of different reasons, being here tonight makes me think particularly about one person, my younger brother, Jake. Jake was a member of the Grafton High School class of 2009, and he and his classmates chose me to speak at their graduation as well. So certainly being on the stage again brings back all those memories from 2009 into my mind. The reason Jake is on my mind tonight is because the last time I was speaking to a crowd anywhere near this large was when I performed the ceremony at Jake and his wife Marsha's wedding. There were a few less people there that afternoon, and it's a little hotter tonight, so I'm hoping my nervousness doesn't show. When Mr. Manti came to me a couple weeks ago to tell me that I was chosen by the class of 2021 to speak at graduation, it was a great feeling to have that honor given to me. My first thought was, wow, I must have made some great connections with many of this year's seniors. My second thought was, oh my gosh, how am I going to have time to fit in writing a speech? What am I going to talk about? I use up all my good dad and math teacher jokes in class. I don't have any more material. So for the next couple of days, in addition to having to put on my best poker face and continuously tell my Calc BC class, no, I don't know who's speaking at graduation, even though I totally did, I kept coming back to that idea of not having enough time. Well, it turns out I did have enough time. I'm standing here right now giving you my speech. I found the time. I figured it out. So once I figured out how I was going to budget my time to work on a speech for tonight, the next challenge was to figure out a theme. I was so worried about making time to write this speech, it became clear to me what I should talk about. Time. Over the past 4 years, you all probably experienced similar situations where you felt like you weren't going to have enough time to do something, and yet you did. Maybe it required you pulling an all-nighter to get that paper done. Maybe you stayed home instead of getting together with your friends in order to finish up that lab report. Maybe you even had to limit yourself to just 2 hours of watching TikTok videos that night to study for the math test. But you did it. You found the time, and you got it done. You're here. You're graduating tonight. Look at how the time flies. I said that the last time I was on the stage was for the class of the 2009 graduation ceremony. That was 12 years ago. 12 years ago, you guys had just finished kindergarten. Your time in school had just started. Think about all the things that you have experienced in the past 12 years, both in and out of school. You learned how to read, how to write, and how to do math. You learned how to ride a bike, hit a softball, shoot a basketball, and do a cartwheel. You learned how to play an instrument, sing the right notes to a song, and memorize your lines for the play. You made friends, you might have fallen in love, and maybe you got your heart broken for the first time. All of that and more in just the past 12 years. So what happens during the next 12 years? Well, many of you are going to continue on in school. Some of you may enter the military, and others may choose to join the workforce. Many of you will get married and start a family. Some of you are going to get away from Grafton as soon as you possibly can and never look back. While others, well, you're going to continue to call Grafton your home. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So while you embark on the next stage of your life, I want you all to consider that often underappreciated yet ever valuable resource, time. How you choose to use your time is going to help shape who you are as a person and what you do with your life. For all of you that spent any time with me in my classroom over the past 4 years, you know that whenever infinity came up, I was always very careful to remind everyone that infinity is just a concept. Unfortunately, the time that we have in this world is not infinite. A quote from Harvey Mackay reminds us, "Time is free, but it's priceless. You can't own it, but you can use it. You can't keep it, but you can spend it. Once you've lost it, you can never get it back." So Grafton High School class of 2021, since you can't keep it, how do you plan to spend your time? When future choices are presented before you, you'll have the option to say, "Sure, I can make time for that," or "No, I don't really think I have the time." Now, there's nothing specifically right or wrong with either one of those choices. It all depends on the situation. However, given the fact that you have chosen for me to speak to you tonight, and us math teachers rarely pass up an opportunity to send you off without a little practice to do on your own, I am going to give you one final assignment. I want to share with you some of the situations that I feel you should make time for as you move forward with your lives. Make time to thank your parents and the rest of your family for helping you get here tonight. That's an easy one. You guys can do that one right here tonight as soon as the ceremony is over. Thank them for the love they have shown you, the support they have given, all the money they have spent on you, and their own time that they sacrificed to help get you here tonight. Then, in the future, months and years from now, make time to call your parents and your family. Like, actually call them. Don't send them a selfie. Don't tag them on an Instagram post. Don't send them an emoji that's describing your current mood. Actually call them. Pick up your phone and call them. When you're off doing amazing things with your life, they will want to hear all about it. Give them a call. Make time down the road to reach back out to the teachers that impacted your lives. This one's a little selfish, I admit. When you get an A on your future research paper, let Mr. Durst know that he helped you on how to organize your thoughts. When you pass organic chemistry on your way to finding a career in the medical field, let Mrs. Bloom and Mrs. Stouty know that your foundation was started with them. When you impress your date with a home-cooked meal using a recipe from Mrs. Stilo's class, let her know that she helped you impress your new love. And when your own kid gets in trouble in school one day, send Mr. Kalina a note and let him know that now you understand what he was talking about. Make time to give back to those that need it. You will all have ways to help those in need. Some of you will be able to make generous financial contributions, while others will provide specific talents that can help provide assistance for those less fortunate. Finding time to do charitable work can be one of the most rewarding things you can do. Some of you may even choose to make your entire career out of it. Finally, make time to figure out your passions and pursue them. You have the ability to control so much of the happiness that you have within your own life. The most exciting part of your lives is just in front of you. You have the chance to make them as epic as you can. If you want to travel, figure out how you're going to see the world. When you find that career that brings you satisfaction and joy, go to work every day and be proud to be in that position. And one day, when you meet that special someone and are ready to start a family, know that raising a family is one of the best ways that you can spend your time. My family is my love and my passion, and the time that I dedicate to them is one of the best ways that I spend my time. So I urge each one of you to find those things in this world that really drive you, really motivate you, and let those be your guide as you determine how you spend your precious time. Grafton High School class of 2021, your 4 years in this building are going to go down as some of the most memorable we have ever had. And while I've asked you tonight to think about your time ahead, let's take a quick moment to think about how times have changed. When you were freshmen, Grafton Elementary School stood right there behind you. Maybe your car's parked there now. When you were sophomores, the new cafeteria, the new gym spaces, and my brand new classroom were open for the first time. You guys were some of the first students to ever be in those spaces. When you were juniors, you learned about something called a coronavirus, a global pandemic, and how to go to school via Zoom. Finally, as seniors, you persevered through social distancing, quarantines, and only being able to see the top half of everyone's face. One final time, it has brought me great pleasure to be able to speak with you this evening. While encouraging you all to find ways to make time to do those important things in life, it gets me reflecting about my own time and how I've spent it. I am so proud to say that my time here in Grafton and at GHS has made me a Blackhawk for life. When I see you all walk across the stage this evening, I know that each one of you is bound to go on to do great things, and I know that my time was well spent. Thank you.
And now, performing You Raise Me Up by Josh Groban, the Grafton High School senior choir members. This piece was arranged by GHS senior Michael Seibel. Senior choir members, please take your positions.
When I am down and oh my soul so weary, when troubles come and my heart burden be, then I am still in the silence. Until you come and sit awhile with me, you raise me up so I can stand on mountains. Raise me up, raise me up on stormy seas. I am
Thank you. You may return to your seats. We will now be announcing the Senior Recognition Awards. These awards are based on academic accomplishments through 7 semesters at Grafton High School. Members from the Grafton High School class of 2021 have accomplished a great deal academically throughout their high school careers. It is essential that we acknowledge these accomplishments. The following groups of students have graduated from Grafton High School with special academic honors. Please direct your attention to our seniors. Signified by the wearing of a white tassel, we have our cum laude graduates. Signified by the wearing of a silver tassel, we have our magna cum laude graduates. And our highest honor, signified by the wearing of a gold tassel, we have our summa cum laude graduates. At this time, I would ask that all 3 of these groups please stand and accept our praise and admiration. It is also my pleasure to introduce the top 10 academic students from the class of 2021. Seniors, when I call your name, please stand and remain standing until all 10 students have been announced. Lily Bauer. Sarah Blamer. Taylor Gerke. Miranda Holloway. Dylan Knott. Catherine Lindemann. Following characteristics: leadership, scholarship, character, and service. The first recipient of the prestigious Black Hawk Award this year is Michael Seibold. Michael, please join me on stage. Michael, please accept this plaque which recognizes you as a Black Hawk Award winner from the class of 2021. An identical plaque will hang in the Hall of Honor at Grafton High School. Our second recipient of the Black Hawk Award this year is Taylor Wenton. Taylor, please join me on stage. Taylor, please accept this plaque which recognizes you as the Black Hawk Award winner from the class of 2021. An identical plaque will hang in the Hall of Honor at Grafton High School. The last group that we would like to honor this evening is those GHS seniors who will be leaving us to serve our country in the military. At this time, I would ask those seniors to stand and be recognized. It is now my pleasure to introduce our senior commencement speakers. We will begin with our salutatorian, Nathan Wolf.
Thank you, Mr. Manti, and good evening to families, friends, teachers, administrators, and above all, the class of 2021. It is my honor and privilege to speak before you here today. Now, although today is meant to be a gathering recognizing the accomplishments of our class over the past 4 years, this last year has really thrown us a curveball. That's gone. And I would like to start by recognizing the efforts of administrators, teachers, tech department, parents, and students to make Grafton School District one of the few in the state to keep our schools open all year, with opportunities for students to attend classes in the safest way. Grafton School District did not back down from the ongoing challenges resulting from the pandemic, and you all deserve a round of applause. And we thank you all. Now, some of you may feel our senior year was cut short. There was no Friday night football games, no homecoming, no live musicals or concerts. We couldn't even watch our basketball team advance to the playoffs. All we got was what felt like a 2-week punishment for sitting in proximity of someone who tested positive for COVID. And I think we can all agree that the ringing of those phones was something that became even more daunting as more of us got sent home for a first or even a second time. As we moved towards spring, we cautiously experienced some milestones with a new approach. We finally got our junior prom. At sporting events, we were able to enjoy more spectators as we participated in the final games of our high school careers. Our classmates were fortunately able to have their automotive and robotics competitions, art shows, and musical concerts. We even got to watch our classmates perform everyone's favorite high school musical. Even here today, we have the opportunity to have our extended family experience this monumental day, whether they be sitting in the stands or tuning in from the comfort of their homes. Now, a recent dinner time conversation with my family helped to change my perspective on the undesirable. Whether it be taking a test through the noise of a jackhammer, or sitting through an hour-and-a-half long class in front of your computer 4 times a day. We have experienced learning and life in ways none of our siblings, parents, or grandparents have. We discussed resiliency and the ways in which the last 4 years have changed us, all of us. I started to appreciate that none of it was a challenge we merely had to overcome, but as an invaluable gift, that we were able to work in the comfort zone of high school during a time of complete uncertainty. Yet, sitting here today, we are embracing the act of leaving our comfort zones as we look towards the upcoming years of our lives. Now, I invite you all to sit in the moment, reflect on the last 4 years in that building, the mistakes, the opportunities, the memories, the gifts, and think of how it has defined who you are here today. And subsequently, how you plan to use your gifts to drive your success. After this moment has passed, embrace the opportunity we each have to participate in the future generation that is uniquely equipped to tackle whatever situation may arise. Our circumstances have required us to adapt to our environment, communicate in a variety of ways, and work with each other differently than any other class before us. Our foundation is strong and resilient, innovative and adaptable, determined and successful. Embrace the transformation as you look towards your bright futures. We are the class of 2021. Congratulations.
Nathan, to commemorate your efforts and to honor you, please accept this plaque which acknowledges you as the class of 2021 salutatorian. An identical plaque will hang in the Hall of Honor at GHS. Congratulations, Nathan. Let's pop out here and take a picture real quick. And now, our valedictorian from the class of 2021, Morgan Rona.
Good evening, my fellow Grafton High School class of 2021. I am humbled to speak before you today on this occasion, the moment where we pause to celebrate how far we have come. I found a quote from C.S. Lewis: "Life is like the monkey bars. You have to let go at some point in order to move forward," which will help me explain how we've all arrived here today by going across the monkey bars. About 60 of us in this graduating class began our years at Grafton Elementary School as kindergarten students and learned to cross the monkey bars on a playground that, as I look in front of me, is no longer there, but instead a parking lot. In middle school, we all probably thought we were too cool for the monkey bars. However, because we matured throughout high school, we now can realize the value that the experiences in the past have on our future. Thinking back over the 4 years that we have been at Grafton High School, we spent our freshman year with exposed wires above our heads, but by our junior year, we were welcomed into a remodeled school with newly carpeted hallways and freshly painted lockers. What we can all come to realize is that we will take with us all the memories and experiences that we had while we were here, as well as the lessons learned in and out of the classrooms, regardless of the condition of our physical surroundings. We continue moving across the monkey bars, no matter the playground. About 14 years ago, our parents put us on the monkey bars that we can think of as the start of our educational journey. We crossed the bars through the years of schools, along the way, letting go of each bar in order to move forward, knowing that our families were underneath us, ready to catch us if we fell, and put us back up onto the bar. Whether we needed their help or not, we always knew that they were there. Graduates, please take a moment sometime today to thank all those in your family who have remained under your own set of monkey bars for all your years in school. As we moved across the bars for each grade level, from kindergarten through 12th grade, we became stronger, more knowledgeable students. In this time, we went from barely knowing what numbers represented to solving derivatives and complex equations, just like how you can go sideways on the monkey bars if you get enough practice. We also went from learning how to spell to writing full-out essays in a short 40 minutes. For our growth as students, we have to thank our amazing teachers, who taught us not only how to get across the monkey bars successfully, but who also stood below us, next to our parents, in the role of support when we needed it. Of course, there were times where the bar was slippery, but our teachers helped us to get our grip back so we did not fall off. On behalf of our class, I would like to thank all of the teachers who have enabled us a successful trip across the monkey bars. We also need to thank all of the school support staff, school board members, and administrators who helped to keep the monkey bars standing strong for us over the 13 years that we have been on our education journey. They continue to make improvements to the structure, as well as hold it steady throughout the rough patches of these last 15 months. Their tremendous efforts contributed greatly to our success. Finally, we can't forget about those around us who have made the monkey bars fun and enjoyable, those who maybe even tempted us to skip a bar, our friends. In the years of shared experiences that we have had here, such as homecoming dances, sporting events, and even our senior prom, we have learned not only how to help others make it across the bars, but how to recognize when to let them struggle so that they can have their own success. Today, as we, the Grafton High School class of 2021, leave here, no longer as high school seniors, but as high school graduates, we can look back on this as an experience that lifted us into adulthood, forward onto other playgrounds. It's finally time to let go of that last bar and leap off. Congratulations.
Hang on to this right there. Morgan, to commemorate your efforts and to honor you, please accept this plaque which acknowledges you as the class of 2021 Valedictorian. An identical plaque will hang in the Hall of Honor at GHS. Congratulations, Morgan. And now, for the moment you've been waiting for. Superintendent Nelson, School Board President Mr. Lorgy, and Grafton School District Board members. As the principal of Grafton High School, I certify that our students sitting in front of you today have met the graduation requirements set forth by the Grafton School District and the state of Wisconsin. Seniors, please prepare to receive your diplomas.
Mikhail Sanchez Abad. Claire Marie Agnew. Anuva Arvin Alam. Kate Nicole Alekanavichus. Carter Robert Amundsen. Kevin Matthew Arneson. Tyler Charles Belkey. Nathan Kyle Baker. Nevaeh Rose Balo. Lily Grace Bauer. Kyle Nicholas Bowman. Jackson Lee Beauregard. Seth Albert Behrens. John Patrick Benchwall. Hunter Paul Behrens. Sarah Ann Blamer. Christina R. Bocanegra. Joshua James Brace. Jeffrey Alexander Brown. Noah James Ballgren. Abigail Morgan Cameronese. Colin Shaw Carter. Amanda Ray Charney. Shantanu Shaduri. Cameron Ray Christman. Andrew Thomas Clemens. Isabella Maria Colon. Victor Kenna Crown. Brett Michael Daniels. Cora Faith Danielson. Caleb Michael Timothy Deebles. Zoe Shaylin Dolberg. Zachary Daniel Dumick. Nathaniel Cole Eichhorn. Thomas Hemming Eifert. Nikita Exler. Christian Roman Espinoza. Gabriel Nathaniel Espinoza. Isabel Christine Fatla. Isabella Ann Feldbrugge. Lauren M. Feldbrugge. Eli Robert Voits. Abby Elizabeth Fick. Samuel Joseph Frank. Thomas Ryan Fredrickson. Christopher Roy Furness. Alexis Danielle Garbish. Allison Ann Garncars. Josephina Elena Gerke. Taylor Anna Gerke. Kaylee Aaron Galinsky. Nathan Andrew Jentz. Emily Jean Gibson. Alexander Gligorovic. Andrea Gligorovic. Ave Marie Govek. Madison Grabo. Manus Edward Grumley. Nathan Gabriel Gunther. Ethan Michael Ham. Tyrese T. Harris. Brock Talon Hefner. Carlos Rafael Harriman. Grant Michael Hesselink. Grace Lucille Hill. Leah Rose Holdman. Miranda Winifred Holloway. Connor James Horsted. Seth Daniel Howard. Sydney Elise Howell. Colin Stephen Indermule. Cameron Jordan Jacobs. Ian Samuel Jamel. Kyle Dean Jurasic. Bryce Andrew Job. Evan Patrick Job. Pearson James Johnson. Corey Adam Young. Nico Charles Callis. Janila Desiree Kieran. Luke Anthony Kemka. Amber Lynn Keno. Braden Vladislav King. Jackson Yaroslav King. Excuse me. Elizabeth Marie Klopp. Janelle Linnea Close. Dylan Gabriel Knott. Benjamin Charles Kaler. Faith Lynn Kep. Allison R. Kolodzinski. Ian Maxwell Conzen. Claire Julia Kozadowski. Morgan Ray Krause. Paul Alexander Lee O'Brien. Jacob Taylor Lefko. Jacob Charles Light. Kenneth James Likens. Catherine Lindeman. Linnea Anastasia Lira. Ashley Ray Livingston. Kaylee Rebecca Lewick. Olivia Sage Leaning. Emily Ann Lutz. Morgan Lee McInnes. Morgan Kylie McMahon. Kendall Reese Mahalik. Ava Grace Miller. Cannon Jack Nash. Eric Michael Navarrete. Jackson Robert O'Neill. Andronic Ovsipian. Katie Park. Sarah Marie Paschke. Kashyap Vipul Patel. Emma Rose Pergandy. Rebecca Jean Pergandy. Natalie Emma Peters. Dmitry V. Petroshenkov. Cannon Pfaff. Andy Fan. Benjamin John Poyer. Elaine Danielle Prayfrock. Isabella Marie Chloe Rapp. Mallory Joy Reinhardt. Andrew Michael Rebecki. Cassandra Marie Rice. Andrew Royal Rose. Emily Ruth Ruger. Morgan Ray Rona. Julia Murphy Sandoval. Jordan Christopher Shallets. Kendall Marie Schmaltz. Brianna Corinne Schmaltz Williams. Lucas James Schmeling. Rowan Schmidt. Daniel Joseph Schmitz. Nathan G. Shesso. Emily Lauren Schulte. Sophia Grace Skolman. Noah Joseph Scott. Sandra M. Sizer. Joey Serrano. Michael Robert Seibold. Braden Gregory Smith. Keegan Christopher Smith. Amir Paul Spangler. Caden Brian Starr. Kayla Joy Steltenpole. Brandon Michael Stern. Stacy Ann Sturdig. Samuel Parker Tamson. Brett David Tower. Grant Dean Taylor. Mitchell Bradley Taylor. Zachary Wright Taylor. Emily Grace Theedy. Leighton James Thompson. Mason John Tomkowitz. Tyler Mingsung Choi. Joshua David Turner. Andrea Jo Vanderloop. Cecilia J. Ruth Vanook. Dominic Loyola Voiland. Evan Michael Wagner. Elise Lorraine Wall. Emily Jordan Wardall. Mia Teresa Weeks. Marie Olivia Weinhold. Madeline Kathleen Wendorf. Taylor Monet Wenton. Ariana Marie Hansen Wheeler. Zachary Robert Wheelock. Anka Linda Wick. Nathan David Wolf. Allison Karen Zabel.
Please acknowledge the class of 2021. As we conclude our graduation ceremony this evening, it is important for me to share a few brief thoughts with our seniors. Based on what you have heard repeatedly this evening throughout our ceremony, the class of 2021 is a very special class. Academically, this is one of the most accomplished classes that has ever walked the halls of Grafton High School. This is evidenced by the challenging coursework that you have endured, your performance in the classrooms and on standardized assessments, and the number of you who have already completed a post-secondary course or experience prior to leaving Grafton High School. The class of 2021, with guidance from our wonderful faculty members, continued to propel Grafton High School forward, earning recognition as a top high school in the state and entire country. Outside of the classroom, I am so proud of how you have represented Grafton High School. Nearly all of you were a member of an athletic team, performing arts group, club, or activity. You competed against other schools and demonstrated your passion for your activity, but also your passion for GHS. In the 4 years that you have been here, you have truly left Grafton High School in a better place than when you found it. While many people play a large role in that, such as your families, you were the ones that came to GHS day after day after day, giving your best effort. I am also extremely proud of the people that you have become throughout the last 4 years. You have demonstrated care and concern for others, maturity, leadership skills, and a great deal of flexibility. Your class encountered a global pandemic throughout the last 15 months. During this time, you learned virtually, saw cameras added to your classrooms, wore face coverings every day, were socially distanced from your classmates, and saw many of your events altered in some manner. Through it all, you remained flexible and positive. It is these traits of flexibility and positivity that will assist you in handling any future adversity that you may encounter throughout your lifetime. At the very end of our graduation rehearsal yesterday, one of our seniors shouted, "Are you going to miss us, Mr. Manti?" And I shared my response with the group, and then someone shouted, "Are you going to miss me, Mr. Manti?" The resounding answer to both of those questions is yes. I will miss the class of 2021 for all of the reasons that I have stated in this closing. And I will miss each of you as individuals for the unique skills, talents, passions, and personalities that you have shared with us at GHS. As you move forward, please know that we will continue to be here for you, and we look forward to the day that you return to visit. And remember, once a Blackhawk, always a Blackhawk. Class of 2021, please stand. At this time, please move your tassel from right to left, signifying your graduation from Grafton High School. On behalf of the Grafton School District Administration, faculty, and staff, I would like to officially present to you the graduated class of 2021. Congratulations, seniors. Let's hear it one more time, the class of 2021. That will conclude our ceremony this evening. We thank everyone in attendance for your flexibility as we plan the ceremony with the safety of our students, guests, families as a priority. Please drive home safely. Feel free to come down and take pictures with your graduate. Thank you.